Who were the chiefs who actually, you had this rapport with? Who were those chiefs that you were most impressed with?
The iconic figure was Mr. Kao.
R N Kao.
R N Kao. Legend. There's none who can, come up to him. He was a first-rate human being in every way. I mean, he was genuinely what he was. We all looked up to him as a role model.
So we didn't have an external intelligence wing before 71?
No, we had R&AW was formed in 68. Indira Gandhi and R N Kao decided that the new organization must multi-source your talent. Mrs. G and R N Kao had decided that they will not make it into a police organization.
And Mr. Kao at that stage what was his...
He was the head of RAW. 68 he became head of RAW.
Tell me about your first meeting with Mr. Kao.
I worked a lot with Mr. B. Raman.
Okay.
I succeeded him thrice in my career at headquarters. He used to give me little tips. He said, "You're going to meet Mr. Kao?" I said, "Yeah." "When is it?" "Now remember one thing. Don't put your hand on the glass." I said, "Why?" "Because you leave fingerprints. He doesn't like those."
Oh my God, that finicky.
That particular.
Oh.
But he was such a sweet man. He was so wonderful to deal with.
Sweet man?
Yeah.
He was a shark, right? I mean, for the enemy, of course.
Enemy, of course. But for his own people, he was very, very protective.
I've seen him once from a distance. I was terrified even when I saw him because, there was so much one had heard about him.
I remember in 2001 when we had the Parliament attack. That was December 13. Now, December 19 is the raising day of the Special Frontier Force.
Explain what is raising day to
SFF, the birthday of the organization.
Okay.
So, they have an evening dinner. And that day, there was a rumor that some terrorists had occupied Doordarshan. So, I got delayed to the function. And as I walked in, Mr. Kao was standing there and he said, "Oh, I'm so glad you've come. Now I can go. So I'm sorry I'm late, but this is what happened." "Yes, that's fine. But I thought I'll wait for you before I leave." I said, "But sir, it's your old organization. You could leave any time." He says, "No, young man, you are the head. I can't leave till you come."
This is when you were chief?
When I was chief.
Okay.
So you are the head. I can't leave without your permission.
Very private person, right? He didn't write. There were no interviews of his. There are hardly any photographs.
No photographs.
I've seen photographs in Nitin Gokhale's book. There is a picture. But he had a good rapport with the Prime Minister, right?
Excellent rapport.
She trusted him completely.
And that's the way to do it.
You get compromised by giving that information. Do you stop hunting for Pakistan's nuclear program after that?
No. You continue because we don't know whether it's going to step down or step up after the disclosure.
So despite this dhakka that comes in, that the Prime Minister has gone actually to the enemy and given information to the enemy, the RAW continues to research and continues to get intel on Pakistan's nuclear capability.
Yep.
Is that it?
Another thing happened. Mr. Kao had been asked to leave after Morarji took over, and that was a very sad thing. Prime Minister Morarji Desai stopped operations, etc., etc. Despite that, Mr. Kao got information that India was under pressure to sign the NPT, and Morarji, being Morarji, might do it. So he spoke to Mr. Santuk, who was the chief, and his recommendation was that we have to get in touch with Mr. Homi Setna in Bombay, at the WARC. He should bring pressure on Morarji not to sign.
Click here to watch the full episode.